What's happening, Wayne? How are you?
How you doing, Mike?
Doing well. Yeah, it's been a little bit. 2014, 15. Thinking of that roster. To start there, what during that time, Wayne, with the Lakers, and of course, I think Kobe played 35, 36 games that year. What did you learn, and how has that played into, at all into your decision to come back here all these years later?
I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot since then. I feel like at that point in my career, I was still a young man in this league trying to find his way. Um, Compared to now, I've been through a lot of different situations, a lot of different experiences, and to be now a part of this team, when you look back at that team, it's just all come full circle. People do those memes, and if you look at that roster, and you could do how it was going then compared to now type of situation, I think it would be amazing to see.
For sure. Hey, so just to talk about your game a little bit and all the threes that you've been making from different angles, from different spots, different actions, how do you think that skill set can fit in with this specific team? And then how would you describe kind of your defensive evolution and how important that's going to be for this season?
Yeah, well, I'll start with the defensive part. Obviously, defense is what wins championships at the end of the day. When you got the length and the size and the athleticism like this team has, it'll be easy to defend. You got help all over the court. You got guys with experience that know how to communicate and uh, talk each other into different positions, different spots, helping each other. And then you got forces like AD and Dwight back there swatting stuff around. So I think that'll be something that we'll all be able to complement each other. And then as far as the threes, I think it's needed. It's necessary. Three-point shooting is a premium in the league right now. You got all these guys that are attackers that can get to the paint that create so much attention. Got to have a guy like myself to kick it out to spread the floor and move the defense and keep guys honest. So I feel like my game and that three-point shooting complements this team very well.
And everybody, as we go through here, please do share your name and affiliation so Wayne can get familiar with you all. Let's go to Bill.
Anyway, Bill Orem from The Athletic. Was with the Orange County Register the last time you were here.
Yeah. How you doing,
Good to
Bill?
see you.
Good to see
So
you.
you were a young man back in 2014-15 as opposed to now, but I think on this roster you might still qualify as a young man, some of the more senior veterans. We obviously know that age is going to be a talking point around this team. LeBron mentioned it in a tweet the other day. What's your point of view on kind of having a team that's so heavily dependent on guys in their late 30s? And I assume you don't think it's going to be a problem. Why not?
I don't think it'll be a problem at all. I think age is just a number. If you look, I feel like we got guys that have been pretty healthy, still moving really well, and even some guys that are playing some of their best basketball right now at this age. So, with the experience and the type of leadership that we have, I don't think that'll be any problem. And like Bron said, I saw just make sure everybody keeps that same energy, when we get on the court.
Brad?
Brad Turner with the LA Times. Wayne, how are you, man?
I'm great, man. Great to see you.
Back. Nice jacket. I kind of like that.
Appreciate it. What a better time to wear a purple jacket, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Spoke with Frank Vogel. How did he outline or detail what your role would be for this team?
To be me. To be me. Obviously, like I said, with the type of attacking and the type of ability that a lot of the guys, well, obviously Russ and LeBron and AD, the type of attention those guys command and the way they get into that paint and the way teams have to guard those guys. My three-point shooting is going to be a premium. So I look forward to being able to complement those guys, and I feel like I'm going to get some of the best looks I've gotten, not only in my NBA career but in my life this coming season.
Dave?
Wayne, good to see you. David Bennett with ESPN.
How you doing, Dave?
Very well. you've joined, I don't know, a handful of teams over the course of your career, but I'm not sure if any of them had the championship pedigree that this group does. One of the Vegas favorites to win it all, a team that just won it 2 years ago. How does that change your preparation in joining this group, knowing that you could be playing from late September until late June?
I'm just full of excitement. Obviously, you start looking at taking care of your body a little bit differently. You start preparing for the marathon. Always keeping your mind that this thing's going to go for a long time. So in terms of the work you're doing and the type of pounding you're putting on your body, you just stay conscious of that. But I'm going to prepare the same way, even more obviously this year, just to be prepared for this championship run. I don't think you do anything different other than take care of your body a little bit more and just be conscious of the longevity of the season.
Welcome.
Sorry, Dave. Did I cut you off?
I just said welcome. All good.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Connor, take it away, sir.
Yeah, welcome Wayne. I'm Kyle Boone, Orange County Register. Yeah, just on this team, obviously on the roster, there's going to be a lot of guys who can shoot and defend around, LeBron and AD and Russ. The last couple of years on this team, sort of those roles have kind of varied, and you may not, some of the role players per se, you may not know when you close, you may not know if you're going to play 10 minutes, 20 minutes a night. How are you kind of preparing to kind of deal with, during the season, not really being, sure how many minutes you might play in a given night?
Well, I think the first thing is to be selfless, right? Put the team first. Put the team first and be ready to do what's needed of you. I'm a guy that has been in all those situations. I've been a guy that's come off the bench. I've started. I've played little, played a lot. So I'm prepared and I'm ready for all that stuff. So I think as long as you put the team first and you have that mindset that you're coming into this thing to help win a championship and you keep that goal at the top of the list, you'll be just fine.
Hey Wayne, Mark Medina here, USA Today. Good to see you again, and congratulations.
Thanks, Mark. I appreciate that. It's nice. I talked to you just not too long ago.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Kind of following along the lines with Kyle was saying, I was wondering from a team perspective, what's your initial read on just knowing from top to bottom who everyone is, what your sense of what the buy-in will be with adjusting with all the moving parts and different roles?
I feel like when you sign up for this team, you have to have in mind what the ultimate goal is, right? So I feel like every guy that is now here and we're all together on this roster, we have one goal, and I think you're looking at the personnel. I think guys are going to be willing to sacrifice. Guys are going to be willing to do what's necessary to win games. And I think everybody's going to have their moment. I think everybody's going to have their time during this long season. And, we're always going to root for each other. We're always going to put the team first. We're going to root for each other. And we'll always have that next man up mentality. So, it might not be your night that night, but the next night it could be. So I think we all come in with that same approach and that same mindset. And I think, when you signed and you decided to come and be a part of this team, I think that's understood already.
Michael?
Hey Wayne, Michael Corvo from Clutch Points. Nice to virtually meet you. Welcome back to LA.
How you doing, Michael? Appreciate it.
Good, yeah. You're obviously one of the better off-ball movers in the league. I'm wondering if that's kind of always been a big part of your game since you were a kid or whatever, or if you were inspired by certain guys growing up, or if that's like a craft you feel like you really sort of honed over time.
Yeah, it's always been something I worked on my entire life, but as I've continued to evolve, my game's evolved, and I've gotten to be a better shooter. It's something that I've really locked in on and focused on. And I think that's also something that's going to help me on this team, being able to run, being able to continue to move and run this way and understand how to drag the defense with me, open up spaces and gaps for the likes of Bron and Russ and AD. That's all really important. Those things are just as important as making a three. And some people don't really realize that. But some of the guys I've really watched and paid close attention to in terms of moving without the ball, Ray Allen, Rip Hamilton, Reggie Miller. Those are three of my top favorite guys that I watch daily, and I try to steal a lot from those guys and their games, and the way they move, and the way they get open, and the way they realize that fake this way, go that way, and drag the defense, and you might not even be in the play, but you run your route hard, and it opens up a lane over here for guys to get downhill. So all those little things, man, that people don't really realize is what I bring to the game and what I'm excited about, especially for this team.
Thanks. And last question here, let's go to Eric.
Wayne, how you doing? This is Eric Lankers with the Culver City Observer. You had several offers this free agency period. How did Rob sell you on joining the team, and what was it about his pitch that made you confident in returning to the Lakers?
He just kept it all the way real and kept it clear to me. He told me the way he felt like I could help this team. He told me that he had tried to get me in the past and it didn't work out. And to be honest, it didn't really take a lot, because I had already looked at this team and I saw and I felt that I could really help in a lot of ways. And now with Russ coming here, I mean, it made it even clearer for me. So we just had a great conversation, and he told me, how he really sees me and values me, and how I can really help this team. So it wasn't a very long conversation, but it was a pretty crisp and straight to the point conversation. So I appreciated that, and that helped me make an easy decision.